I did blow into the microphone and just nothing came out.
Okay, you want me to do it?
No, because you can't get this far. I have a barricade in front of me of stuff. Okay, try blowing it from there. There you go. Go. Oh, that was a big. Did y'all get that hit? Whoo, that's a safety hit and a half. He's got lungs. I don't. My poor lungs are shot. Man, this is strenuous trying to get that. What the fuck? Oh, raiding. Flamingo Raider with the raid. Flamingo, take this hit that Cabana Man Cam is blowing in your face. Thanks. Welcome, Raiders. Hold on, I'm not even next to my mic. Welcome, Raiders.
The lost.
Unit of the Lost Ark. You're adorable.
What's my belly button?
Not yet. You. I know what you're playing with. Yeah. There you go. Wow. This is the first time I got safe all day. I've been meaning to. This shit's been sitting here for like hours. It just hasn't happened.
Subconsciously.
Yeah, I waited for you, subconscious man. 100%. That's exactly what happened. And I don't need this. This doesn't work. Where's oh my god. I love that movie, by the way. But then like here he is again in Loki as Obi, and I'm like, oh my god, this show just got fucking infinitely better because he's in it. I love Short Round. Short Round. When I was a kid, and I first saw Goonies, and then Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I was like, I want to be that fucking kid, man. I want to drive with blocks attached to my feet so I can reach the pedals. I want to make gadgets, like data in data in Goonies. Slick shoes. Like, oh my god, we're saved by the Prince of the Power. Like the fucking my favorite character of all the Goonies. And the funny thing is, fun fact, both him and Josh Brolin, is that his name? That's how you say it? Jonah Hex, Thanos, Cable. I love how he was Jonah Hex first. Like, yeah, you could fucking play fucking comic movies. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I got the perfect guy to play Thanos. Oh, I got the perfect guy to play Cable. It's fucking awesome. But the fact that he was Jonah Hex. Hold on a second. Okay, I just want to make sure. There's an extreme delay, so checking things. Ahoy, hoy! All right, what's up, Onyx? Did you see the vid of Harrison Ford finally recognizing Short Round as an adult? No. No, I did not see that, Phantom. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, he's fucking Jonah, and then he's in the Goonies. He's the fucking asshole big brother, and he's not a dick. He comes off across as first because he's the older brother, but he's really fucking dope, and he's really a hero. But like, they're both in fucking Marvel movies. Like, come on, what are the odds? Is this the 6 degrees of Velma? Like there was I don't know if you guys know. This is a while ago now. This is many fucking years ago when Toonami was still a thing on Cartoon Network. where they would have these the Velma connections. It was the Cartoon Network's the Cartoon Universe's version of 6 Degrees of Separation. So it's like 6 Degrees of Velma, and like they had actual factual real life stuff integrated into the connectors. And so they were like, did you know that so and so who was on this show is also the, you know, no, what was the, oh, it was, did you know that this person on this show was the real life brother of this person who also voiced this character, who is the on this show, who is the real life sister or the real life brother of Velma. Like it would just go on this whole thing. Like there was all these connections that connected back to the character. Well, it's just why I think it's so funny that she has her own show now in the future, because you guys, you gotta find it. You gotta find it. The like 6 Degrees of Velma or whatever it is from Cartoon Network, from Toonami. They did several of them. They didn't just do one. There were a few. There's got to be like 5. And it blew my mind because I was like, oh shit, they're bringing like the actors, the voice actors and actresses into the realm, you know? Kind of like how Doctor Who is funny like that too. Like, did you know that David Tennant's wife is the daughter of Doctor Number whatever the fuck? Like, I think 6. Oh, my geekness. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. No, I'm missing one. 5. The cricket player. It's like, oh God, it's breaking my brain. Hold on. Come on, brain. I could use Google. I could, but I don't want to. I want to utilize my fucking brain. I can't fucking remember. I want to say Robinson, but it's not Colin Robinson. He's an energy vampire. We all know this. All right, links. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, I will give you permission. I don't know that Twitch will because I may not have told it to. So, if anything, send it to me in the Discord. You're in my Discord. I will do this for you. Why? Maybe. There it is. Just in case. We're in the same circles. But it's the same thing. Like they're like, oh my God, and did you know that this person and this person, like people have had their own headcanons about things, but then they're like real life connecting factors that they're just like, wow, was that an inspiration for this? And again, Elden Ring pulls so much real world inspiration. So I think it's only a matter of time before someone does like a 6 degrees of Ofnir or some shit. Oh, we got a freeze. We got a freeze frame. Also, Velma had a thing for Johnny Bravo. Is that true? I miss old Tsunami. Yes, I miss it too. I miss it too so much. Artie! Welcome back. Things are weird, video-wise, audio-wise. I don't know whys, but I don't care. I'm having fun. Sharing stories and theories and such. And now we're talking about cartoons. So we've been all over the map today. We're going to be all over the fucking map today. All right, speaking of map, give me 1 second. I'm going to boop. Yeah, Artie, wait till I tell you the weird shit. So like every time it plays a video on VLC, it changes the window ratio for VLC. Like even though I had it programmed in here and the dimensions have been in here for like I want to say almost a month now. Every time it plays a video, I have to change the ratio back and move things. All right, sorry, I paused it. I'm gonna give you guys something else to look at real quick while I bum 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 bum. Boop. There we go. Let's that. I love this picture. I'm really proud. Miss Metal made this for me. I said, okay, I have these two pictures. Also, Grin took these pictures. Um, this is in his game, and I had this idea of doing the all your base belong to us in Elden Ring. And I was like, how do I want to do that? And I envisioned it a few ways, but I thought this would be the simplest and easiest way, and it would still get the point across. And it's funny because Grin took pictures in front of structures. Like this looks like the place is all nice. All your base belong to us. And then it's like, you have no chance to survive. Make your time. And then it's like, it looks like that whole castle got wrecked. And it's like parts of it are melted. That was my idea. I don't know why I'm getting this message. This doesn't make any sense. All right, you know what? Give me a second. I gotta see where I left off. Stop it. Okay, we're on part 2. All right, so I can start it from 3 and go on. All right, I'm going to get rid of VLC real quick because it's weird. It's acting weird. I don't like it. It's got a gold border on it, so I can't like do anything. I can't make it smaller. Oh, now you're letting me make you smaller? I don't get it. That's weird. Why? Why are you letting me small you? But you didn't do that before. Oh my god, stop. All right, yeah, sometimes I can't grab it. Anyway, boop. There we go. That'll stop that shit. Give us a break from the skipping. Now I'll put this. Oh, you know what, guys? I never plugged in my phone. Hello, 21%. Whoopsie. Yes, she would flirt with Johnny. I love your black cat. Oh, Nyx? Yeah, that he's something else. I love him too, but oh god. He wakes me up every fucking morning. Well, anytime I fall asleep in the studio, because I have a bed in here, because I'm not crazy. There's just times where I'm not gonna make it all the way to my bedroom. So I live in here. But he doesn't like, so he used to sleep in here with me, but my whole studio is like, right now it's just a clutter of fucking everything because everything happens in here. So I was like, oh, I can't have you in here because he likes to chew on plastic things, not cables, like plastic bags, anything that makes that crinkling sound. He, it, that's what he wants. He wants it. That's his thing. And I have comics in here. I have things that are inside in like heavier plastic stuff. And he doesn't eat it. He just likes to put his teeth through it. And I can't have that. Like he bit through a comic book bag. He didn't touch the comic. I don't know how he didn't bite the comic itself, but he got through the bag. And there were multiple bite marks right at the corner. And I was like, oh no. I can't. I will fucking kill you. Get out. So I haven't actually got the room ready for him to come back so he can sleep with me. So he in turn wants to be in here because he knows I'm in here. And he's so big. He's so tall. He's big. Grin calls him Bagheera because he's huge. He stands on his hind legs and he wiggles the doorknob back and forth with his paws to wake me up to open it. Or when he's hungry, he does it, but he'll do it at the other door. I have two doors into my studio. So he'll do the same thing to the other door. Usually on that side, he wants food. On the other side, he wants to be a fucking annoying. But I love him. He's great. He's a good cat. He's a good cat. He likes hanging out on the terrace, but he's too chicken shit to go outside. Like, we have a harness for him. So we take him in the backyard, but he will only stay with us. Like, he gets real close to us. He does not. But he's gotten out of the house and beelined it to the garage and then, like, froze and won't come out. And I'm like, I got tools. I have a fucking tiller in there. I have 3 lawnmowers. I have bunch of shit in there. I got shingles in there. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my shit if you get hurt because you ran in there. I got axes. I got hose. And I have hoses. I have 2 tables, 3 tables. Like, I can't. I was like, no. So Cabana Man Cam went out and bought him a harness. And I was very thankful. And then we took him out and he was like, no. I don't like this. I'm not in control. I'll just stay here next to you guys. And then we go all the way in the back in the grass, sit in chairs. The dogs go and they're goofing off. And he's just with us. He just sits there and that's it. And I'm like, there's so much going on. There's so many things to investigate. But I think the whole idea of not having like the it's like more of the shock because he can see them going down there when we let them out from the terrace. He will poke his head. Now he can't unless he jumps the thing, but I hate when he does that. But he would see them going down there. Where are you guys going? You know, and sometimes they would go in the garage and I'm like, get out of there. And other times they would just go around it. So when both times he beelined it to the garage because that's all he knows. But then we take him and he's like, oh my God, I think it was just too overwhelming. And we've taken him twice. And, each time he's just been chill. So I'm like, yeah, we're going to get him used to it. You know, we just mowed the back yesterday, day before him. So, yeah. But I like the idea of having him outside with us in the backyard, secure. Because he could just dip and that's it. And I lost his collar, so I have to find his bell. I don't know what the fuck I did with it, but it's gone. It's in the house, so small. Cat collars are tiny, but it's neon green because his black fur is thick. Like this shit almost disappears. So it's really the bell that I need. All right, that's exactly like Nova. I know. Every time I see your picture, Shaliir, I'm like, oh my God, it looks like Nick's. His face is just wide like that. Like if I push his hair out, his jawline is like so pristine. But like then I let it go and it's just like poof, hair. It's there. The hair is there. All right. I had 2 cats. My cat son is sadly taking the journey on Rainbow Road. Aw, and my cat daughter lives with my mom. She's 21 and my son is 14. Wow. See, they live a long time. Nix is a year, almost 2 years. He'll be 2. Soon, June 9th. And then Slightly is the 28th. June 28th is Slightly, and then Bismarck is August 18th. So, Sugar, yes. I would not be able to answer this text message. I'm streaming. But he's that big, and he's 1. Like he's gonna be 2 now. Oh, he's just a beast, yo. Me just joined Discord. Awesome. Let me get this up now. Oh, okay. I think it. No, is it here? Okay. So there's a few points I'm gonna hit real quick because we were talking about we got into the DLC. Now, spoilers, this is a podcast for DLC. Um and other stuff, not just regular, not just DLC but regular stuff. So this is going to be a thing about regular stuff. So that fucking, what is it called? Oh my god, Taker's cameo. Thank you. God, I couldn't think of what it was called. Like, I'm staring right at it, but it was like bonk. Um, there are two snakes on, in on it, right? Hold on. My God. There we go. Let me get this easier. Just a little easier here. Okay. I have a better picture. So in the Taker's cameo, you see the one side where Rykard is facing, right? And again, this is in the base game. There are two snakes with their mouths open flanking this circle. Now, that circle looks like the Elden Ring. Well, it also looks like the Erd Tree, right? And this is what I was going to bring up earlier. Now, again, on the other side, right? There's a skeleton with its arms crossed and 3 arms on either side. So 6 arms total with apparently, I don't know if it's only 4 fingers or if it's just how the Taker cameo is made. You can only see 4 fingers. Okay. But that could be like his back facing death, his mastery of death, whatever, because he's a demigod, right? So he's like, whatever. I don't, if it is a part of that or interpreted that, that's not the only interpretation. This one, however, with the snake and that symbol of what looks like the Elden Ring pruned and the Erd Tree together. And again, it makes sense because we always have that snake wrapping itself around the Erd Tree, trying to devour the Erd Tree, trying to bring it down, trying to, devour the gods, basically. That motif, that theme just keeps ringing true. So, of course, it's going to make its way on the Taker's cameo, right? So, I gotta get back to it. Oh my god. Vargrim's fucking shield. I just had it. Oh no. So Vargrim's shield, again, it's a shield that you can pick up. It's not, just a drop from Vargrim. I'm pretty sure it's a drop. I mean, a pickup. Yeah. Man, I'm really trying to. Okay, there's that's the other thing I'm gonna talk about. It's gotta be lower or upper, but it doesn't matter. I had it pulled up before, but it's fine. So Vargrim's shield has a similar pattern, and I know his shield cover depicts something. I believe it's also similar to the ice shield. With like the material used to make it, although the ice shield is blue, and so it's blue silver, like the blue metal. And it has the like almost like the snowflake pattern, whatever. And again, Vargrim's shield has a similar. It's the same exact shield. It's just gray, silver, whatever, steel, and the patterns on it are more curved whereas the ice shield, I believe, is more rigid patterns. So almost, I mean, it always reminds me of a snowflake. But like if you look at it, it's not. It could be, but it's not. Again, interpretation. Um, but again, leading to the idea that Vargrim himself is not from he comes from the land of shadows. He wanted to be a wolf shadow. Like he aspired to do that. He wanted to be an Empyrean's shadowbound beast, basically. So that says a lot, and it's something that seems to be overlooked a lot in most of the lore, like and especially the deep dives. It's like, this is the person that they showed you in the trailer to Elden Ring damn near 3 years ago. And then when you figured out you could actually get that armor in the game, and they were like, yeah, of course I missed it, and it's totally missable too. It's not like you can't get everything, apparently, if you do things that you don't know are not the right things. But again, what struck me as interesting, fitting, don't get me wrong, I probably, it just, for me, it makes sense, but it's more interesting than fitting to use Vargrim as the one that's going into the Land of Shadows. Yeah, we get to see other classes, other player classes in there after that, just like we did in the original DLC trailer, although more focus was on Vargrim and traversing the land and running past that tall mountain. I highly recommend that everyone go back to that the OG trailer for Elden Ring and just take that in, and then watch the DLC trailer, because there's a lot more. Because I did that. I was like, okay, I watched all the trailers for Elden Ring, and then I rewatched and this is before the story trailer came out. And I was like, whoa, this is bigger. It opens your mind. Doing the reverse, going, having more and then going back gives you so much perspective. It's like zooming out of a microscope, because now you have more information. So now you have to zoom out a little bit so you can see everything together. And that, I love that. It's so good. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people that are looking at a lot of different things, a lot of shit. But that's great. If I hear something that I don't agree with, I never go, no. And I would never say that to someone in person or anything. Like in my mind, I might go, that's interesting. I don't think that's it though. But that's fucking cool, and I could see why they would think that and give it merit. But I would never dismiss it, because there are so many possibilities, and the speculation is endless to a point. The more information you give, the less speculation can be had. That's why we will never get everything. There will always be speculation. But there are certain key things, like, how the fuck did all this land get all around these structures? Seaside ruins, shroom precipice, the fucking Wailing Dunes. Like, there's ancient dynasty structure all over the place, but it's like covered by mountains. I don't know that mountains just raise. I mean, yeah, earthquakes, yeah, things shift, yeah, things collapse, but like the tectonics have to be out of control for that to be everywhere. Everywhere. The ruined labyrinth, there's just remnants of these things. Nobody threw them there like the fucking statues behind the shaded castle. That's another fucking mystery. Why are all these statues dumped here? I don't even care about the ones in Stormvale Castle in the bottom. In the water burial breezeway. I don't care about that shit. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense are those. Why are these broken priestess statues just strewn about? A fucking broken, fucked up golem. And then, of course, that's when, Mariah's like, hey, by the way, stop. Why? Who is dumping this shit here? And then I thought, oh God, it's a timestamp. It's a timestamp. If the Shaded Castle, where's the Shaded Castle? That is why they're dumped there. Like, sure, there can be executioners. That's fine. That's fine. But in that spot specifically, that tells you everything you kind of need to know. Need to know. Not want to know. Need to know. That is what I love about the storytelling. It's not just the environment telling you. It's the destruction or the discarded things that are telling you what's going on. But what's going on before? It's between Mount Gelmir and Altus Plateau. And again, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to Volcano Manor. We're going to keep finding ourselves there because it's the go-between America and the, oh my God, Lunaria and the oh my God, Renala. God, I couldn't think of her name. Renala, and what his role was. You got Radon, big guy. He's not even emulating his own dad. He's emulating the first, quote unquote, Elden Lord, because he's all about power. The power. I want the power. I want to be the strongest motherfucker. I want to be able to stop stars. Who aspires to do that? Someone who thinks they could be a god. Maybe they didn't understand that Empyreans, or they were told that they could only be this or that. It doesn't say anywhere that they can only be women. It just seems to be the trope until the twins are born. And that took effort. That took a rebus to make a male capable. So they would think. They would think this. They would go, oh my God, it's a miracle. Because all the other ones have been women, and that makes sense because of the whole, reproduction and the harvest and all that shit. Yeah, get it. Bounty, got it. But to be able to pull off making two beings that could become a god, doesn't say the god, although that's what they're thinking. It says a god. All of these Empyreans have the potential to govern an aspect of the things that hold everything together. But because of this fucking bullshit ideology of, no, we are the only ones, that's a problem. No god, quote unquote, no Imperium can rise up to that level. They can't. We don't even know if an Empyrean has to have a lord. It seems to be the trope. They have to have a shadowbound beast for some reason. Who made that rule up? The Two Fingers did. To keep control of the up and coming God, to make sure that they were the one, and that God was going to be the God of whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. That's why people are like, I bet you America's the God of life. I mean, she's the goddess that's giving life to everything. Her tree births beings. You don't have to rely on this, that, and the other. And then life went unchecked and out of control. Crucible. But then you have the offspring, perhaps. Maybe the maybe America does have siblings. Maybe they were the other gods. Maybe they were all sprang from whatever the other tree was. And they were all Empyreans. And they had to vie for power because one of them thought, you know what? I should rule. I should be the one on top. I don't think you guys know what you're doing. You know, look at you. You're the god of biscuits. What the fuck is that? You know, you're the god of jam. Y'all should get together. You know, I got this. I can manage this. And I think that with America being in charge of how the Empyreans are going to be groomed and set, she had to get it from all angles. She had to make sure she had control of the whole situation because she had to control it. They're her offspring, you know, that mother instinct, right? Even though you have a juxtaposition where they're like, oh, this is your unwanted child, and you said there were going to be sacrifices. Okay. America knows that whoever takes her place will, one, have to deal with this bullshit. Two, they're all gonna fight for power. They're gonna all fight. Think about it. All the Empyreans are going to fight. Or any being that could be the next god is going to have to fight other beings that could be the next god. If it'd be different if it was Avatar. One generation, there's an Avatar born with the ability to channel all 5 elements. Like, that's, and 5th being the spirit. You know, not too many people can do that. But there are monks that can do it, and they can't do the other things. So that's why I add it. But if they have to fight, and only one can be the god, that means the rest of them are just going to get obliterated, and they can kill each other. Making weapons to slay a god is not a new thing. We see the finger slayer blade. We see the, you know, the weapon, the sacred blade, or whatever it's called, the weapon that, you know, Radagon America becomes. And we don't even know if the Elden Ring form is it. We see it inside America, depending on, you know, the ending we choose. But like her body is so beef that it can still house it after it's no longer able to do anything. Like, you perpetuate, contain it within the structure she created, or marry someone else who can be a god, like Ronnie. That's the whole thing. The 3 standard, the 4 standard endings, because you got Fia, you got Gold Mask, you got Dung Eater, and then you have Fracture. Those 4 just don't undo what was done. And 1 doesn't undo it. It just leaves it there. It leaves it the way it is. It doesn't even attempt to change it. It just leaves it, and the cycle continues until someone else comes and kills you and tries. With this rune, that rune, no rune. So, theoretically, either this is happening over and over again, or in each of our realities, each of our realms, she's there. And so is Radagon, and so is the Elden Beast. And once we fuck them up and claim the title of Lord as our own, and do whatever we do to mend the rune, we leave it That's why Hugh never disappears from the fucking round table hold. And Rodrika doesn't leave because he's there. She could, but she won't. He can't because she's fucking still there. And yeah, sure, you could say, oh, well, Ronnie, what about Ronnie's ending? What about the Frenzy Flame ending? He's still there. That doesn't change. That doesn't make sense. Right, but you still need a place to fucking weapon up and do stuff and stuff. But the reason why he's there is because that pocket dimension, that structure is still solid. Because everyone comes and goes and everyone else dies. They're either killed or killed or killed. So the only two who never leave are the only two who don't die. They don't keep going back and forth. After that, it's over. And Hugh can't. He's bound. So he can only actually go. I mean, she speculates that he can leave. You know, the shackles off or something like that. Like he could go. But he's been there so long. Where it's like being in prison. He's in prison. He's been in prison forever. You don't know shit about the world outside. Do you want to see what happened? I'd stay my ass where I knew where the fucking fridge and the bathroom were. I'm not doing it. It makes sense. That all of that makes sense. It just makes logical sense. You don't have to go crazy speculating. But everyone else is gone. And some of them you kill. And knowing that that place is still locked in shows you the power of the Elden Ring. If America created that place with the Elden Ring and the Elden Ring's thing a thing, it's a thing. It doesn't matter that things changed, that now everything's cursed, or death is a part of the world, or fracture happens, or Gold Mask figured out this way to eliminate the bounce back from the fundamentalism. It doesn't change the fact that because the Elden Ring is still solid, it's still the mechanism that it's infected everything, it's glued everything together. There's no way to separate it now. It's become an integral part of the reality of reality itself. So as long as that thing is there intact, that round table hole will be there. It doesn't matter. Now, a lot of people get deep into it. They're like, well, if you cast a spell, an illusion, and then you die, it's broken. That's why people kill fucking mages. Like, I get it. But, like, the ring, the thing that the power it came from is still active. If the Elden Ring were to be destroyed, not only would that fucking pocket dimension not exist, but all the other places that the Elden Ring touched would be gone. Gone. It's gone. It's over. It's done. We don't know how deep the rabbit hole is with that. So it makes sense that the round table is still there. Like, just makes sense. There's no mystery. A lot of people are confused about it, and I'm like, I'm not sure why. Hold on, I'm catching up with chat. Holy crap. All right, I'm going to test to see if the video may work and not interfere with the audio this time. I don't know. Because I have to resize this thing every time. I'm nervous about it. Let me know if you want me to try to play another video in the chat. I'll leave it up to you guys. Okay. Let's see. Onyx. Damn, did I miss a bunch of shit or what? Oh, yeah. My shit was frozen again. What you got? I check it every day. Correct. There is 2 snakes. Yep. There's also what looks like two snakes on the symbol of the compressor armor. I know, right? The little swirl, the like the almost like a bow, you know? But like not like it looks like a ribbon, you know? Like the ribbon with the mouth. That's what it looks like. So it's a snake, but it's not a snake, but it is a snake. You know what I mean? And how did he get the Glowmite Queen sword? Wait. Oh, I skipped something. Hold on. What happened? Shaliir. There's also what looks like two snakes on the symbol of the Confessor's armor. Yep. I am also a fan of the Sun Realm shield. Yes, me too. I am. I love the theory that the Sun Realm shield and the seat of the sun was Castle Sol, because that would explain it. If that is Mikla's domain before, right? Before he goes on his journey, because we don't know how long after Mikla left the capital did he decide, oh shit, I'm gonna go do the Halictree thing. And if they're building the Halictree over there, you know, we need a hot spot. We need a spot to go be at. So it makes sense that they built a fucking castle, the Castle of the Sun, in the mountaintops of the Giants with the highest peak, and the fucking you're the first person to see the sunrise. Where's the sun? I don't know. It's little. And then, you know, deal with the area. See who's there. I mean, everybody's there. Ancestral followers are there. Albinorics are there. Misbegotten, like you name it. They're out there. Go, and they're always patrolling and trekking around what's that damn town? Ordina? Ordina's out there with the Albinoric chicks chilling. They got their own little place. Like there's a whole community of people, and their holy area, their sacred area is all the way the fuck out to be protected. And I'm not saying that maybe he didn't, you know, say, hey, anybody want to guard my tree? I'll make you the same deal, kind of, sort of, but not really. I'll actually give you what you want. I don't know. And then they didn't do it, and that's how he got them revenant. Nah, I think he fucking branched them motherfuckers. Anyway, but they're all there, so they it makes sense that Mikla would be at Castle Sol. I mean, we don't. No one's wondering where Melania's castle is, right? We see her fucking big head in the Shaded Castle because that guy is nuts. But that's not her place. It kind of leads you to believe that maybe that was her place because it's all in the swamp. But she don't want that shit. She's not the poison swamp queen. That's Shaliir. She's Melania, Blade of Mikla. Maybe that's why nobody got that sword. Because there was no time to have that champion. Or maybe that was the weapon that was going to be given to the Lord that came knocking. We don't know. It was fashioned for somebody and never given. And then we have it. What does that say? Maybe he did know what he was doing. And said, hey, listen, we're going to make this sword, but we're not going to give it to anybody. Come again? Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm Mikla. Stab, branch right in the chest. Sure thing, boss. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I see it anyway. But it makes sense that all these structures and places are here, even though a lot of people aren't. Like you're looking, there's no, everybody retreated to the Halictree when it was time. I mean, Mikla thought it was time. And in the description where it's like, oh, the Halictree never came into its own or to fruition, like whatever, like, but because why? It's not like it wasn't working and then he threw his body into it. I think it was working just fine. And then he was absconded And it stopped all of the transformation metamorphosis throughout, because not everybody has a pod. Like, he has that whole chamber as that pod, and and it has water in it. And again, why Melania's there? This tree gets rain on. It snows. She's a flower lady. She needs water. She's got the waterfowl dance. It makes sense. But she's also rot, so it don't go nowhere. It's stagnant. Like, there's a lot of representation in that one room. And when she finally explodes inside of the halleck tree, in front of the empty cocoon, there's no going back from that. Even if he were to come home, he can't be here. You've contaminated it with scarlet rot, and you've bloomed, and now you're going to just have to give in to becoming the goddess of rot. Like, you're going to give in to the power. And while Melania is afraid of that, Mikola is giving into his own power. And the only way for him to get to the next step is to transform. Go into his metamorphosis. Like the butterflies. Maybe he figured out, I have to do that in order to grow up to my form. Because of how I was born, I'm going to be a little seedling forever. I have to induce, like those seeds, those trees that need fires for the seeds to escape. You know what I'm saying? You getting it? You feeling me? You feeling me? He's like, okay, well, I can't do it at home. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm going to make my own. And it's going to be truly mine. And again, we know that the earth tree came from the land of shadow. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe not. Maybe someone from there brought him one. Since he's the dream master. Nemo, the dream master. However he got it, he got one. And he nurtured it. And this was after he left. It can't be before. He didn't dip out and go over there before he left. He and his sister left. He said, fuck this, I'm taking her, I'm leaving. I'm sure it broke his parents' hearts. But with Marika knowing what Marika knows, she was like, well, hey, either he succeeds or he dies. Either way, we'll figure this shit out. We have to somehow stop the cycle. Again, she could have been tricked. We don't know why Marika did it. Again, I'm rehashing that part. We don't know why. Maybe we'll get that answer. But we don't know. And if the reason is what I think it is, which is the whole goddess thing because of all the shit she did, then it makes sense that she would just say, find your own path. I'm not going to stop you. Radagon the same thing. Like, what is he going to do? So they're Empyreans. They go about their business. And again, they're older. Leave home. Fly the coop. Go start your own shit. But again, if your whole system is based around our way is the best way and the only way and fuck your way, then where do you have room to grow? How do you figure out how to be a better you? Because the things that aren't working for your situation and no one has any answers, you go find them. You don't feel right, you go figure it out. So that being said, they have their own fucking castle established in the fucking forbidden lands. Why is it forbidden? I've asked myself that question ever since I found that goddamn fire. It's like, the forbidden lands. Why are we forbidden to go there? Why is everything so a fucking secret? Was it forbidden to go there when? Oh, it's forbidden because that's where the massacre happened. That's where the war with the giants occurred. That's where everything fell apart. And it's too fucking cold up there. I am the goddess of life. This is where life happens. You don't want to be over there. That's not for you. So a whole section of the land itself is sealed off away from its people because of this fucking decree. First order of fundamentalism, blah, 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 blah. Second order, blah, third order, and so on and so forth, to control, to keep secrets. And then, you know, you have, that's the perfect place for me to go to figure out my shit. Of course, him and Melania were the ones who would go there. They have nowhere else to be. They established their kingdom out there. They got their trove, their entourage of people, the people who follow him. Maybe he amassed a few people before he even say, hey, you know, mom, dad, I got to talk. But with his power, he doesn't even need to do that. He do walk up to you and just touch you, and you're friends to the end until he decides to release you. The branch is temporary. Miquela's influence is permanent. Or until he says, I'm done with you. And if he shows you a better way and releases you, and now you're in charge of your own devices, what do? Do you go back to the bullshit with your eyes open, or do you stay because you want to now? That whole, he was raised in fundamentalism. He knows how to manipulate, but he doesn't, it seems like he does it out of necessity. And then he shows you what you don't want to see, and now once you've seen it, it's your choice. I release you. Now, knowing what you know, do you want to go back, or do you want to come with me and find something better? You know, it's not hard to see how this whole thing transpired to get to the point where he's like, I got a whole kingdom that is worshiping me, following me, and believes in me, and will do anything for me. And I don't got to do shit but breathe. That's power. That's a god. He's a god already. You know, did he even need to do anything special? Did he have to kill his mom or do some crazy shit from the past and how everything was done? Doesn't seem that way. Not with his ability to just be the most charismatic fuck there is. So that part of it is not a mystery to me. That part's been kind of solid in my mind for a long time. There are other mysteries and other little nuancy things that I'm like, oh, that's peculiar. Like, I wonder about that. Like, what the fuck? Da-da-da. But like the big part, that's why going into the DLC, I'm just like, I'm more interested in why Marika did what she did, because I have most of all the pieces sort of hashed out where they make sense and they are like legitimate causes, like cause and effect. Like this happened, so this happened. Seeing how everything, again, the reverse ballistics, it blew up. Now we got to reverse engineer to see how it was before it blew up. And that's what we're getting. We're getting a DLC of reverse engineering. We're getting a reverse ballistics of what went down to have everything be the way it was when we got to the lands between. And I think a lot of it, that's why I'm like, I want so badly, because people are talking about what builds they're gonna take and all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm more focused on what I have in my arsenal that will yield me things in return. Now, I could be totally wrong, because again, we know there's going to be a different kind of mechanic out there. So I don't know, but I think there's two things I still have to upgrade. I know I have to upgrade the Sword of Milos, but I think I did that already. I wrote down a list. the ritual axe, the god, serpent god's sword, and that's a ritual weapon. Like think about it, ritual axe. The serpent god's curved sword is a ritualistic weapon. The celebrant's hammer, another ritualistic. Everything is a ritualistic, and these things are, for lack of a better term, pagan, heathenistic things, and they all give you back something. They take FP, they restore life, they give you runes, they take from the establishment. Now, again, that's not like, oh, yeah, see, I was right, the heathens. No, it's basically built around the idea of these things are the power. They are they're ancient power. They're before the power, which is why they have such an effect. And I look at that and go, okay, I'm on board for that. You know, I got a few things in my arsenal to take over there that are just they're all give me some part of you. Give me back something. I bled and used stamina up the ass to fucking panic roll away from all the shit I don't know that's coming. The least you could do is give me some HP back after I kill you. Give me some HP back, you know, after I hit you a few times, or some successives, you know, I get a backstab and I can heal, you know. And the thing is that we don't know what we're walking into, so I'm taking, you know, all my consumables. I got like 99 this, 99 that, crafting everything. I had to farm fucking toxic mushrooms to make rot pots. Like that, I'm bringing everything from the lands between with me, but with respect. You know, I'm gonna be in disguise like one of you guys, and they're gonna look at me and go, "Oh no, you come from over there. Get the fuck out." Um, but that's a big part of my mentality going in there. Is like I don't have a specific build. I don't even have another character that's far enough to even have access to the lands between. So I'm going with my high level character, my very first character. She's 405, and I'm gonna just see what happens. And learn the new mechanic, and hopefully spirit summons works, and you know, we don't know, we know that there might be, like, think about it, one of the things that I thought about going into the land of shadows is like, oh my god, we're gonna get new spirit summons, you know, like I was so excited to see it because that wasn't in the trailer, and I'm like, oh, I know you're there. I know you're there. I know there's, like, just give me like 4 more. I'm good with that. Just give me 4. You have enough spirit summons in the game. I just want 4. I don't know of who. I'm not really picky, really, to be honest. You can give me any fucking 4. I just want 4 more. I think that's fair. And like I said, the throwables, the rot pots. Like in my main game, I missed 1 perfume and 1 crack pot, and I believe those were both in Lindell Royal Capital, so I can't get them. And so New Game Plus. But I got all the ritual pots, so I got 10 of those, and I'm ready. I'm ready to start throwing everything from the lands between into the land of shadows when the first person fucks with me. And the PvP in there is gonna be insane. All right, I'm gonna catch up with chat and take a drink. I'm gonna take a drink. Da, 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 da. Okay, we're talking about cats, snakes. Yep. Oh, okay. Hold on. Onyx, what did you, who, how, it says, and how did he get the Glowmite Queen's sword too? Who got it? I also found it funny that Vike has so much symbolism in Elden Ring than we think. Yeah, he does. Ori, oh my god, Soul Grub, Cameron, I'm sorry, I've been blabbing Python. Oh my, Python. I'm so sorry. I missed the raid. Thank you, Raiders. Welcome in to the blabber. Yeah. Thank you, Soul Grub. I don't know how to say that, but I want to go there. I want to go to that place. Okay. Armor and pa. I'm so sorry for the delay. Thank you so much, Ori, for the rate. Python and Conron and Solgrove. Mikola tried to grow up, but Moke said, yoink. Yep, he did. Drink the stuff. I better. I'm parched. Everybody has secrets. It's human nature. Even the very word occult means secret. Political stance, religion, etc. makes no difference. Of course. 100%. That's the thing. It's like we all have things to hide. I want to hide the messy studio I have right now. So I'll just tell you about it and you can imagine how messy it is. Um I don't have a hug Python. I need to fucking figure that out and I keep forgetting to set up a meeting so I can program it. Do you think the DLC will show us where Ikachidi, that sword, the cool sword? Yeah. How do you say it? Write how it's pronounced in chat and I'll read it. So grub. I hope so. I want to go there. I want to go to the Land of Reeds. I want to go anywhere. You know what though? I feel like the Land of Reeds would be its own DLC. Even though like Shaliir said, wait, how the fuck did I miss this? There's also what looks like nope, yep. The important lore armor is missable unless you side with the invaders. The important lore armor. Promotion wants it. Oh shit, I forgot to do that too. Oh my god, so many things to do on Twitch. Anyway, I think the Land of Reeds should be its own DLC. I also don't know how to get the white reed armor. I know I could look it up. I just keep forgetting and then we're talking about it. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I don't know where to get that actually. I saw someone with it and they're red invader, right? So I was like, how would I know? But then someone mentioned that like, oh, they have that's what it was. They were wearing, it wasn't invader. We were co-oping and they had the trick mirror. So we were swapping places and I was looking like the cooperator and they were looking like the host. So I saw the armor and I was like, wow, that's white. Where the hell did you get that? Because I'm thinking, oh, white like the Black Flame monks, you know? And I can't remember where he said he got it from, but I was like, oh, cool. And then I thought, oh, I don't think I could do that. So there are certain things like all the fucking contracts that got missed. I missed every contract except for Isvand or whatever. Isvan, which he's a hard hitter. I'm trying to kill him in. Well, I haven't tried lately. I tried like I think when I was level 96, but it's my weapons. They don't hit hard. Like I heard him. I got him half health, but he just bulldozes me. Bulldozes me. But yeah, the Land of Reeds and the whole like blood battle thing, like that makes sense like historically it was seen that way. The blood but like in this context it seems like oh shit, like maybe Moog was already there, you know, or maybe that's where the blood star, the mother of wounds is, you know. And Moog just don't know because he don't know a lot. All he knows is the Lindell sewers and then bouncing. And again, like, how the fuck did he get out of there? Did he teleport? Like his brother can teleport? That means he could have left at any time. It doesn't make sense. That whole shit does not make sense to me. Unless, like, see, how I see it in my head canon is like, she came to him and she's like, stab me in my arm with this fork and wake me up. And then he does it. And then she's like, thank you. Now I will take you out of here as payment for your kindness. And then just fucking Bounce his ass out of there. I mean, where else is he gonna go? If you see this big ass fucking horn, no omen has their horns outside walking around. Like, you can't just go anywhere. You'll be hunted and killed. Does he know that? I'm guessing so. Especially since. Oh my god. All those fucking places are patrolled by other smaller omen who are dehorned. You know what I mean? Like, it just. The whole thing is weird. It's like, what were you thinking? Like, the only logical thing that makes sense is that she took him out of there. Which means that she's not, like she's real. She's not crazy. Again, the criminals being blind and seeing this thing because they're being tormented on top of being blind, you know, yeah, maybe they cracked. Maybe one cracked and then, like, yo, did you see the blood star? Yeah, I think so. Cool. Hey, yo, you seen the blood star? Maybe. What does it look like? You didn't see it. Kill him. Blah, 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 blah. You know, just weed out the people who don't. And then the rest, they're all right. We saw the blood star. We're all in this together, okay? Mm-hmm. Now what? Oh. I don't know. Wait for further instructions? Yeah. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, let's do that. You know, and they're with the fucking fire monks. Like, they are exiled to have a life of servitude over there, yet they see, like, the flame monks don't know. Do they? I mean, these fucking criminals, these cretins, and again, they could be criminals. They said they were criminals. We don't know what they did. They could. How are you going to say to these people, hey, I know I'm blind, but I see this blood star, right? Like, they're going to fuck you up. What? They are casting blood magics. So what, the first one cast the blood magic on a fucking, I don't know, like a dog. And they're like, oh, this can come in handy. All right. What else can you do? You know, like, none of the flame monks use that stuff. And these are criminals that are exiled here. So the flame monks are kind of like their charges. And they could give two shits that they're doing something blasphemous. I mean, again, that's not only blasphemous, but gross. And then you have the Rylucarians that say it is, you know, abomination. Like, it's forbidden again. So, but the fire monks, they're chill with it. They're like, yeah, go catch us some dinner. You know, utilize them. They're stuck there. They ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody gonna find out. There hasn't been a garrison patrol in how many fucking moons? So everybody's just making do in the lands between on however they can. And if we're gonna be Elden Lord, then we have to change that, or we can leave it in fracture and say, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care enough to go the extra mile to get all the extra things, doing the extra steps to go change it. I gotta follow this dude with a fucking sun mask on. Fuck. Why is he wearing that mask? I gotta follow, and the fucking guy with him, as how are they even finding the road? This guy is wrapped around. No, but I can sense I'm a Jedi. Okay, I got it. Then you got the Dung Eater. So the Dung Eater pops open scarab dung balls like we do. I think it's just his armor. I think his armor is giving him a bad. Oh, and the fact that he performs this horrible, horrible curse. Right, I forgot about that. There's that. Defilement, making you unable to be returned. That's got to be some shit right there. Whatever fucking ritual that he's doing, and I don't even want to begin to speculate because then I'll get a headache. is removing their means to go back to the tree and instead letting them go where they're supposed to. So everyone that we find that has been defiled is a dead corpse in a chair, or I think they're all in chairs, I want to say. So those people are now freed from the Erdtree, and if we use his rune, we make it so it integrates itself into the order, and eventually everyone will be cursed, quote unquote cursed, somehow removed from recycling into the Erdtree until no one is. And then the Erdtree would wither and die. And then the lands between would go back to its primordial, but it would start reverting, devolution, like with the demi-humans. It would go back to the way it was, the new, which was the very, 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 very old. Just, it's so long, no one knows. I mean, the whole the Harness Archaeologist just puts it perfect. Like, and big shout out to Game Plus. Like, the work they're doing, the lore dives. I love the lore dives. The Mesmer dive was amazing. That was the first time I've ever heard anything about that. I definitely highly recommend checking out Game Plus. But the idea that you're gonna remove them is kind of like the Dung Eater's quest reminds me in a fucked up way of the Legacy of Kain series, which most people know is my favorite video game series. For like then the newer consoles. My favorite video game series is Castlevania, but my favorite game, like the Enix trilogy on Super Nintendo, is my favorite for that genre. I'm a Castlevania fanatic. My whole game room has posters everywhere. Castlevania, I love it, but it's a different reason. It's a different mindset why I love Castlevania. The Enix trilogy is phenomenal. Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, my favorite, and Terra Enigma, which I own now, but I haven't played yet. I haven't set up. I have the Super Nintendo in the game room. I need a different mindset to go play in that game, and I have way too many things going on to give it the credit it needs. But the Legacy of Kain series started on PS1, and then into PS2, and that's where it ended because people fucked up and they didn't bother to make the rest of it. It leaves in a weird spot. And the Dung Eater, the similarity is that they're trying to remove people from the Wheel of Fate. Which is, if you're buried at the Erdtree, you're going to get absorbed, and then the Erdtree is going to feed off of you, and it's going to, have all its nutrients. But it hasn't birthed anything. Even though Melina says, births, that'll all stop if you go the frenzy flame route, but they're still precious. They still mean something, And I'm like, births? You mean like the demi-humans? That's births. Okay. The ants? Everything that's not tied to that fucking order? Then yeah. So whatever the tree touches would eventually be cursed. I mean, he knows. He says it. He's like, oh, with the new births. Like, okay, so when we become Lord and America is restored, and now the Elden Ring can kick into fucking full gear, and now the tree will start making new births. Like, when does that occur? Where, when and where? Well, where in the tree? But like, at what point is that happening? When I'm sitting on the throne? Are people being born again now? Are we picking up some sap at all? There ain't no sap in that tree. Those three, four. The fracture stays the same. The other ones, it changes the color. There's no sap. There's no golden blessed dew. Where do these people get born from the base of the tree? And think about it. At the base of the Erd tree, where is that exactly? Do you see that somewhere? I don't remember. I'm genuinely asking because if you can get to it, then sure, I can believe that people just, came out of pods from the branches that dropped down, they held too low, and they just pod peopled out. But it would make more sense if the base of the Erd tree was, let's say, inside the Erd tree. That big ass fucking empty chamber. Or her bed chamber. Anywhere there. But coming out of the fucking, even though the description shows you, those tapestry, they show you people being birthed out of the tree. Is that like a medieval representation? Is it, literal? And then how? Again, it looks like they're coming from the leaves. Are giant leaves popping down on the floor and then, boop, I'm a person. Hi. Those people look full grown. Are they full grown, you baby? Do they even know about babies? Like, if you're full grown when you come out of there, you just learn as a full grown baby. Right? I mean, still, look at the vulgar militia. Oh, you guys are tiny. We don't like you. Man, I'm a grown ass man. Yeah, but you're like 3 foot tall. I could punch you. That's a problem. Mikola, like, man, he's a little guy. That's my son you're talking about. Yeah. I know, but he's like small. You got some blocks. I know this kid named Short Round. I got you. What are you supposed to do in that instance where you're trying to rationalize all these things that you're shown, but you don't have a basis to set them on? Like the base of the Erd tree, the foot of the tree. That you walk to the minor Erd trees, they're right there. And usually there's a big ass tree avatar or just a little nice basin to catch sap. Is that actually catching sap? Is the sap the big dew droplets? Are those people? And is the sap the resin? Do they come out of the sap? Like when those people rejuvenated themselves in those drawers and X-Files and the caves and shit. Is that what they do? And then the sap is scraped up and they do whatever they do. It's blessed sap. We had a person come out of it. We got to make jewelry. All right, let me catch up with chat. Oh, God. Only Miyazaki knows how to pronounce. Yeah, I know. I don't think he knows either. I think someone on the translation team was like, you know what I like? The sound of Ikchad. Python, I tell you what, you're interested in these topics. I'm reading The Serpent and the Rainbow. Oh my God. The Serpent and the Rainbow is one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. I saw that when I was a kid. Did it come out in 86? You know when the movie came out, Python? 86 or 87? Maybe it was 87. 88. In that pocket. 6, 7, and 8. Dude, that movie is incredible. I can't wait to read the book. One, it's on my list. That, Life Force, another fantastic movie. Life Force may actually be my favorite movie of all time. And I say that with an air of caution because most people are like, that's a bold statement. You love a lot of movies. And I'm like, I do. But here's the thing. I've never seen another film that had everything. Like I have tried racking my brain. I mean, Adventures of Baron Munchausen, but it keeps a rhythm, you know. Life Force bridges space and the supernatural, and it's real hard to do that. I mean, just look at fucking Hellraiser, you'll see. But they do it so well. It's so good, and the actual the original version of the movie is even better because it gives you more. Like, of course, they edit it. Oh, U.S. audiences, they can't think function attention. If they run out of popcorn, they'll leave the theater. They're not going to be able to deal with it. Just scale it down. Just get them in space, and then get the things happening and pop, pop, pop. But the original version, it is amazing because I saw the fucked up one, so like I didn't know all this extra shit. That it made so much more sense. It was like watching oh god, what is it? Legend, the with all that like the half an hour footage that they cut out for US audiences, and with the original soundtrack, by the way. I love Tangerine Dream. Don't get me wrong, I love By the Sun. I love that song. I love Tangerine Dream. But the original Jerry Goldsmith soundtrack is so amazing in that film. So I mean, Jerry Goldsmith is like a fucking, he's the god of music right there. Him and John Williams are musical gods. Whoever did the soundtrack for The Ninth Gate, that guy, he's done a lot of them. He's amazing. I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry. But Serpent and the Rainbow, back to that. Okay, wait. Reading Serpent and the Rainbow by Wade Davis. Endobotanist who went to Hades several times to find the secret to the zombie poison for pharma use. That book will make you think. Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, let me tell you. I had to be 6 or 7 years old when I saw that movie. Maybe 5. I don't know. And of course, I saw it with my dad. Not in the theater. We watched it, rented it, whatever. But I'm pretty sure I saw it on VHS. That was not the kind of movie quite yet. And even the TV version is heavily edited. But no, you go to your local video store. Before Blockbuster took over everything, there were just local video stores. And you go rent your VHS and you go home and, you wash your hands and you get together and you pop it in and press the buttons and there you go. I have so many VHS. I have a VHS player. I love VHS. I miss VHS so much. But I remember the scene. Python, have you seen the movie? I don't even want to say it now. I just thought of it. I'm like, oh my God, did you watch it? And when everyone is cursed, no one is. That's right, Soul Grub. I love The Incredibles. It is safe to assume that in all endings, people will start being born again in the lands between, since after defeating Malekith, death is restored. And with death being restored, things can have a natural life cycle. That's good. See, I didn't even think about that either. It didn't occur to me because I was like, I thought that, people could be born and like you can birth now, because the tree's not responsible for that anymore. You are. But the death thing, that makes a lot of sense too. Now that death is restored, people can be born properly, which is wild to think about. Like, yeah, death, but imagine just pumping out all this life and not being able to die. You would have an overpopulation problem really quickly. So, in order to recycle life and bring the dead back into the earth tree so they make life from there, it's an even exchange until it's not, until nothing happens and it becomes stuck and stagnant, and then you have a problem. Um, the movie was loosely based on the book, and the song Voodoo by Godsmack was based on the movie. Really? Yes, the movie is loosely based on the book. It's more of a tale than anything, but it's really fucking good. Bill Pullman does an amazing job as a doctor. Hell no, you get me that interested in the movie, I'll buy it and the book and just run into the ground. I don't quit easy. You haven't seen the movie? Okay. Wait. Was that a hell no, I haven't seen the movie, or hell no to something else? I don't want to ruin it. But there's a scene. Well, I mean, I don't know how far you're in the book, but it might be there. I don't know if the book is like, because it's his account, the doctor. So if he gets into seeing one of the outdoor ceremonies, there is a scene there's several scenes in the movie with ceremonies. And I can tell you right now, the crap versus accuracy. And I gotta tell you, they respectfully do both. I've never heard anyone who practices any sort of, and I'm gonna just lump them all into pagan worship, complain about, because a lot of people, they're like, oh my god, how could you have made this movie, you're telling them all our secrets. Like they get twisted about that shit, but no one's ever said anything. They weren't like, oh, if anything, they'd be like, well, you don't actually do that, and that's a thing, and da da da, stuff like that. But there's a scene in the movie where there's an outdoor ritual taking place. Now, again, the outdoor ones are like for everyone. They're for the tourist. They're for but like the spiritual the spiritual aspect is there. It's real, and the fact that it could happen is totally a possibility, which is why they have standbys. They have people who are ready to whisk you off in case some shit happens. And there's a scene where there is music being played. They're musicians, and they are playing to call down the goddess to enter the body of the doctor that is working with him. You own the movie and the book. Okay, so have you seen the movie? I can't wait to read this book. Now I'm excited. I'm even more excited because you're reading it. But so the high priest and the doctor are talking, and the doctor sees that the doctor, who is kind of his liaison here, is there, and she's dressed in her night attire or whatever, and he's like a little taken aback, like, oh, hello, and the head priest is like, oh, tonight we're playing for this deity, will you dance? And she goes, no, not tonight, no. And like, she's like basically looking like, I don't want this dude to see that aspect of me right now. I don't need these people, like we're trying to figure shit out. I don't need this aspect of my life, my religion, on display for everyone to see. These are strangers. I'll never see half these people again, unless they come back the next night. And but that's not something that I want to do. And he goes, you'll dance tonight. And she goes, no, I won't. So she walks away pissed, and he's looking at him. He goes, Don't worry, she's fine. She'll be fine. She'll dance. It's fine. And the doctor's like, okay, I didn't know that was a thing. Uh, but a little bit goes on. They're talking. They're watching. They're talking about the Tonton Matut, the fucking the secret police, those crazy motherfuckers that kidnap people and shit, and like the unrest in Haiti, and they're going through their stuff, and then, so they're talking whatever. She's making her way out, and someone who is a part of the house, as they called it, grabs her and spits all this stuff in her face. So it's basically rum. I would gather rum or vodka, but it's also mixed with something else. And he grabs her, he spits, and then it cuts to them talking, and then they're continuing to talk. And then all of a sudden, the doctor, the Westerner, he sees her, Marion, and the high priestess goes, yes, she's a favorite of this deity, and she's all decked out, dancing. She comes right up to him, doesn't recognize him at all, goes around to the people. All the people come out. They want to see their deity embodied through her because she is her favorite, according to the high priestess and whatever. And the rituals they do, whatever. She's a part of the community. That's how they operate. Okay. A common known concept in Houdon is they add the number 1 to any number they speak of. Dot 101, except by adding 1 they are saying you will never understand all there is to know about voodoo. Oh my god, yeah, dude. Yep, that's right, there are certain practices that have similar things. I know for a fact in Santeria they do it with letters and symbols a lot, like certain things mean certain things in conjunction with other things, but without knowing what the vives mean and what they like, you'd never be able to decipher. It's like hieroglyphics. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Where is that pointing? A lot of that is in Elden Ring too. Jesus, the symbolism is fucking all over the place. All over the place. But as the scene goes on, and this is the important part, now they've established that the head of the secret police is there. He's sitting there at a table. Someone comes over with a tray. He waves them away. No, I'm fine. He has his water. Now Marion is dancing, and there's another guy there too, also dancing. And the secret police chief, who is really a practicing, I guess you can call him a warlock. He's using magic to control the police, to control the people. But he's a baddie. I don't know too many good warlocks. So, usually they're mages or sages or something. Like, you're like, oh, this is mage, whatever. Even battle mages. But warlock implies that you're bad. Wizard is the good warlock. You know what I mean? So, the warlock starts a counter tempo by tapping the glass and messing with the rhythm of the song that's being played to the deity. So it affects her slightly, but it also affects this guy who's susceptible to it. And all of a sudden he goes off and grabs a machete and he starts swinging it, and he's all over the place. And again, Marianne is possessed, so she's unawares, and he's gonna go get her and take her out. And basically this guy is doing warlock magic to fucking do a hit in front of witnesses so nobody can say it was him. And of course, The doctor comes on, comes up and hits the dude with a bottle, and then and of course the priest is like, "What are you doing?" He puts a cloth over his face, and grabs his face and says things to him to bring him back and ground him, and then he pushes him to the rest of the standbyers, the handlers, so they can take care of him and get him down. And Marianne's on the ground, and they're like, "Okay, you okay? Are you okay?" And she's snapped out of it. She's not possessed anymore. The spell has been broken, as it were. But like that scene when I was a kid, really, that one got. And then the scene when they're in the mountains doing the festival in the mountains, it's a beautiful movie. I cannot stress it enough. But it definitely shows the different kinds of people in a small area. Now, like the lands between. It's a small spot, but it's huge, and it has all these different things and layer upon layer upon layer of history and heritage. Excuse me, and heritage. And with Elden Ring, the rituals that the people are used to, like the village of Domanuna, that one, where the grain is being eaten by rats. They're having their practices. Nobody's bothering them. I mean, we are when we go up there, but nobody's bothering them. They're left alone. The Godskin's there, They're not bothering nobody. No one's really out to do anything except fucking D and Jaren, basically. Oh, and Selen. Like those three. Those three fucking cacas are trying to do something. Selen wants to go back to the academy. I mean, so does Tropes, but poor guy. He should have saved his ass out there in that church. Jaren he wants to break his bond to Radon because he pledged himself to him, and that motherfucker's gotta die. And then the sky fucking lights up, and now the lands have been changed. Like imagine knowing. I don't know if Jaren knows. Maybe he does, but imagine knowing that, like, yeah, you iced this dude. We can get a meteor shower. And change the face of the lands between. Like, that's power right there. Now we gotta just find somebody to survive to do it. And all this time, it's been a having a festival once a year to see if you could kill somebody. I mean, we don't know how many times they have it, but festivals usually happen once a year. So once a year they get together and they all lose. Over and over and over and over and over again. And then finally, they win. With your help, you're the winner. Guess what you get? Fucking meteor shower. Let's go. Numbers are infinite. Voodoo is the same. Yep. It's the cosmos, baby. All right, let me see. I'm going to try to fuck with this a little bit. Give me a second. I got to take this. But, wait, okay, Jaren, Selen, who else was it? I forgot the first person I said. Selen wants to get back to the school. Jaren and Selen are opposite ends because after he leaves there, he's like, all right, so I was hunting this broad 500 years ago. Let's see if she's still around. I found a doll. Looks like she's still kicking. That's another thing. All the people there, they have like stone masks. Like the mask thing is fucking, yeah, then you gotta hide the fact that you're decrepit. Who else did I say? Fuck. Bokur, yeah, the Bokur, yeah. He's a Bokur. Yeah, fucking warlock. The Bokur are scary. What was the other person I said? Somebody else had an agenda. Wait. Jaren, Selen. I mean, Offnir too. I don't know if Jaren's a tarnished. Selen's not. But Offnir is. But he's not. I don't know. I'm talking about somebody else. Lower. Not him. But anyway, like they. D too. He's got his like. I'm a fundamentalist. I'm gonna get to the bottom of the root of. But then he bounces. He gives you the job. He's like, Rank. You know, it's got to replace me. I got some shit to take care of. Yeah, like find your twin brother. Yeah, that's a good thing to look for. Because he went looking for the source and he found it and it broke him. And the only thing that snaps him out of it is a trauma. Because once his brother is dead, he's like, I mean, I think that may have sent him in trouble. I don't know. He just seems so fine after Fia. It's like, wait, were you waiting for me to find her? Did I clear the path? Were you afraid of the twin gargoyle fight? I was kind of scared. So it's okay. You can admit it. But all these little agendas, there are these things that are still happening in the lands between in a small, big space. You take what's going on. You have different practicing groups doing different things. Selene, she wants to get the primordial current and see what else she can bring down to the lands between. She feels like that's the goal, is to reach that point where you could see and make it happen. Manifest. I mean, they're scientists, for fuck's sake. She just wants to manifest matter out of energy. That's it. Just slow it down so it becomes matter. Bring it here. Yeah. Can't travel that fast. Like, imagine. No, seriously. Imagine. It's. And I'm going to go on a logic tangent here because it makes total sense. Like, for instance, if stars are creatures in this reality, in the lands where they hang out, stars are creatures, that has a lot of merit. In basis of why they're able to communicate. I mean, look, Stardust. She crashes onto the planet. She don't go through it. It doesn't explode. She just becomes a person. She got knocked out of the sky. So Astel was malformed, meaning not quite the way they were intended. They didn't come out right. They didn't bake enough. I think they didn't bake enough because they were baking. They were in their thing, doing their shit. And if the lore theory is correct, they were brought there by the Nox. They were summoned. They summoned a monster to rival. Because at first, it's very misleading. It's like, oh, well, the Nox, they made the Greater Will mad, so Astel came and destroyed them. I don't know. Maybe? Or maybe they did it themselves. I mean, the Greater Will sent the Elden beast on a golden star. Right? Remember? So, Elden beast, golden star, the beast becomes the ring. The beast transforms. It makes sense if they transform into Astel from the falling star beast, like the progression of that bug. So perfect. So Astel just didn't finish baking and came barreling through a fucking portal and was just like, wow. And they were like, oh shit. And then, somebody had to do something about it and hide this motherfucker. Because how do you kill a star? I mean, we do it. But do we just send it back to the void? It says, what does it say? Enemy felled? Legend felled? I don't remember what the title for Astel is, but there's two of them. And here's another thing. A lot of people have this problem with them being two. Mainly because the one in the Onyx Annex tunnel, uh it has a move that Estelle, natural born of the void, does not. So they also have different titles. So here's what I'm thinking. Light can be in two different places at the same time, and it can reflect. If Estelle is a star, what's to say they're not two Estelles? What's to say that Estelle isn't projecting or reflecting from where it was? Or, I mean, that Estelle can make copies of itself. Jeez. And if the one, the bastard star, no, is it bastard? It's natural born of the void, and I can't remember the other one. But natural born, birthed from the void. I'm from the Bronx. I'm natural born from the Bronx. Is that what that means? Like, okay, so a star crashed down. Either the greater will sent it. We know it can do that. Or so it is said from ancient times. Or did the Knox, Newman, did the Newman bring the golden star? Did they summon that? It doesn't make sense, right? I mean, the Newman are like moon worshippers, but they are star worshippers. They worship the celestial bodies. They seem to be the ones that are capable of summoning a fucking star to the lands between. So what's to say it wasn't them that did it again? I'm like, well, we didn't get the prototype quite right. It kind of backfired, and now we're, banished, or worse. It's just before the banishment. It's not quite what we were looking for. Let's try again. I'm gonna keep shopping. All right, but here you are. You have this Elden beast who is worshipped not by everybody, but it's a beast, and beasts have a big say. Right, let me try see if this works. Man, I can't believe this got fucked up. I'm gonna catch up with Shat in a second. But yeah, that was my take on Estelle. It's like, it doesn't make sense that there are a bunch of them. Like the little guys, like the falling star. It's a falling star beast. Like maybe the golden star was, and how Astel was when it came popping into existence, being summoned. Or maybe it didn't even come out of a portal, because I was thinking, man, if that shit just arrived, boom, with the velocity that was flying in outer space, and then it crashed all of a sudden into the fucking Eternal City, it would demolish it. But that's only one. So it could have been destroyed before it was sent on the ground, or not. But I think more or less it wasn't a portal. It just crashed. They pulled it in. But did they pull two? Did they try this before? Maybe that's what the Finger Slay Blade is. Well, we tried this before and it didn't work. Let's summon another. We'll try from this quadrant. And, that didn't work out either. I mean, it's in a ton. I mean, I don't know if that Astel in the tunnel is the one that, like, crashed the first time, and they were like, oh no, we gotta get rid of you. Or maybe that was the second one. Maybe they both came together. We don't know. But it makes sense to have more than one if you're trying to pull a good one. Your experiments didn't work quite right. And then after it's like, oh, y'all gotta stop. Then you get sent on the ground. That way you can't pull any more stars and keep crashing shit into my fucking, you know what I mean? Like you stop you're making this place hell with your star crashing. Keep that shit out of here.